Beep.
What's up guys, Romeo here. For today's video, we're going to be going over one of the favorite guns that I own. My Zenith Z5RS SBR, basically an MP5 clone. Alright, we're going to make sure it's all loaded here. Unload show clear, magazine is empty, nothing in the chamber. We are all clear guys. Alright. The reason why I wanted to make today's video, just try to keep it brief. I took it out shooting earlier today, had a blast with it. Haven't shot this in a while. It's always awesome. I also recently got one of the Untitled Firearms MKE made 2-position stocks. So these ones are made from the same factory that made this gun. So now is a good time to put this stock on here and might as well make a quick video about it, okay? So for this video, we're just gonna do a basic history, story lesson, background on the Zenith series of guns. And then we'll take it to the tabletop, go over the quick features, technical specs, details on this gun. And then at the end, we'll just do like a brief review on why it's one of my favorite guns and something that maybe you guys would like to own as well. And I kind of walk you through it, all right? Like all my videos, I'm gonna use just basic terms, make it easy for the new guys to follow the video. Also, I'll throw in some shooting clips throughout the video so you guys don't get too bored. But just remember, some of these clips are from like years ago, so it doesn't format very well on the videos. It might look a little blurry, just bear with me. All right, so first off, let's get one thing very clear here, okay? This is an MP5 clone. This is not HK made. This is not the original HK guns that were imported. But when I first bought this back then, this was really the only way for regular guys like you and me or average Joe. This was the only way for us to get into the MP5 game. All right. A lot of you guys watching this right now are probably really familiar with the AP5s imported by Century. This is the same exact gun. It's made by the same company, same everything. It's just that the importer, before it was Century, which is right now, it used to be Zenith Firearms. I think Zenith Firearms. They're basically a US company. They specialize in MP5, roller, delay, blowback kind of stuff. And originally, they were the first ones that were importing these Turkish-made MP5 style firearms into the US. So this was back in 2016, okay? So, quick history lesson. Dudes, like, before these things made it into the country, it was very hard to get into the MP5 game as a regular guy. I remember when I was a lot younger going to the ranges and stuff, if I saw a dude with something like this, it was really two things. Either he had a lot of money so he can buy one of the original HK, they call it HK93s, no, HK94s, there you go. HK94s, which had the 16-inch barrel. Those were the original ones that were imported by HK, made by HK. And then either that or he was born a long time ago, so he was there in the US and he had the ability to buy these kinds of items back then when the gun was still good, or a combination of those two. Basically, he had money and it was probably an old person. All right, let's be real, okay? There was no way a person like me could have afforded like the thousands of dollars that those guns cost sometimes, okay? 2016, Zenith Firearms announced that they were going to import these guns, right? Turkish-made MP5 clones. Real quick about MKE. MKE is basically, originally, it was a factory in Turkey that was brought up, helped created by Germans, by HK essentially. This was back in the 60s. Basically, Turkey was like, yo, help us out. Germany sent HK people over there. They set up a factory, they set up the tooling, they set up the machines and everything like that, so that Turkey can build their own like domestically produced MP5 style guns. They also make a lot more of the PTR 91 style guns, or like G3s. There you go, yeah. G3, these are 7.62 NATO guns. They built a lot of those for the Turkish military. They built 5.56 stuff as well. Okay, so MKE's been making HK style guns for a long time, which is why this is really special, because before all the HK fanboys jump in, I met those guys a lot. You're basically getting something really close to an original HK gun, because it's made by, you know, an HK factory, just not in Germany. All right, it's in Turkey. So yeah, you can make the argument that it's not exactly the same thing, but for guys like us, man, it is pretty close. It's pretty much the same damn thing, guys. I'm telling you right now. Cold hammer forged barrel, finished and everything. It's just that, like, it's maybe not as clean looking as the HK ones, but it's pretty much 90% there, and for a fraction of the price. Okay, so you remember how I told you guys a lot of those HK 94s were like $1,000, a little bit like thousands of dollars. When these first came in like 2016 to 2017, I remember they retail for about $1,800. That was way better and more affordable compared to sourcing an original HK at 94. You know, you had to find like an old person that was willing to sell theirs, and they always tried to sell them for, I remember it was like $3,000, something like that. And this was also before HK released the SP5s, which is again their MP5s, because they realized, wow, so many people wanted these. People in America always wanted these. I always wanted these. I played these games here, Call of Duty, Modern Warfare. I played OG, SOCOM. We grew up watching like Navy SEAL movies with Charlie Sheen, so we knew about the MP5. We knew these guns were awesome. So, flash forward, okay? 2016, Zenith, American company, imports the MKE line of MP5 clones, and they quality control, they quality inspect it so that the guns look good when they arrive in customer hands. And I was really stoked for it. They came in batches. I got in on the second or third batch. I got mine in February of 2017. I bought mine from my local store, Pantel in Renton, for I believe it was 1800. Maybe it was like 1758 or like 1800, right? 1800, okay. It was in pistol form. I SBR'd it back then, paper SBR, guys. So this is the old school way. We didn't, E-forms didn't have it yet. So you had to do things by paper, by snail mail. It took like 9 months. I got my tax stamp back right before Christmas of 2017. This is a US made, it is an ATI 4-position stock. I like to have it, I used to like it 4 positions so that I can adjust it, because I like to let my friends shoot it. Sometimes they wanted a shorter length pull, but to be honest with you guys, 90% of the time we just shoot it all the way out, or all the way in. That's about it. All the way in for storage, all the way out for actual shooting. Okay, so that's where we are at now. 2017, I got this gun. Zenith imported more of these, and then over time, due to like very weird reasons, and I don't even think I can get into it, but Zenith no longer was the importer. Century Arms jumped in, so now they are importing these guns that they call theirs the AP5s. So that's where we're at now. Okay, all right, so like I said earlier, history lesson out of the way. Guns awesome. I'm gonna do a tabletop view, go over the gun real quick, and then we'll get this 2-position stock installed and go from there. Okay, all right, let's go. All right, guys, so this is what we got. The guns originally came in a nice hard plastic case with padding on the inside. You'll notice made in Turkey. Here's the MKE insignia. No idea how to pronounce that. Not even gonna try. But yeah, overall it was a really good presentation. On the other side, you had the Zenith insignia here, and then you had all the special info. The serial numbers were here, so that's why I blocked it. It's SBR. Okay, I'll flip this upside down and then open up. And yeah, same boxes with the current ones as well. And this is what it would have looked like if you had one of these back then. So when they first imported these, what you got was 3 MKE magazines. Awesome. You had the cleaning kit, oil bottle, bore brush, little bore snake there, extra pin. That was awesome. So I think they're still making the exact same setup with the current MP5 as well. You also had a I think this is designed to be like a bore snake kind of, because it's got some slots on the side here. You got an excellent sling, and this is actually literally MP5 purpose designed sling, because on one end it latches on to this part right here, and then the other one's like an HK claw to hook onto the little mount over there. And then they also came with the 1913 Picatinny rail claw mount that would stick right on there, but I never used it because I like the OG look. And then the gun itself. Okay, so like I said, this is the SBR. Originally, they would just have had a cap on the end here, so it doesn't have a brace or anything. Imagine if you're looking at this without the shoulder stock right here, it just had an end cap. And then up here on this slot, they would have had the special birdcage flash hider that you see on some of the current models from Century. Back then, I don't think Zenith ever imported the model with the birdcage flash, so this was empty for me, but it's still there because yeah, they're using the same exact thing. But yeah, let's take a closer look at the gun. Okay, so real quick specs here. You had a 8.9 inch cold hammer forged barrel on the inside. Really awesome there. Overall, the gun I think is like right about 18 inches when it's fully compact, excluding the stock, and when you take it out it goes up to like about 20 or something. The barrel, they came with the tri-lug muzzle device here, and it's also threaded. So right on here is threaded, so if you wanted to run a suppressor, you could run it threaded, or you could also do a tri-lug, which I think tri-lug's much better. Up front, you got the little opening here for your HK claw hook. So on your sling, you just click it on there. Okay. Front sight post, hooded, awesome. Charging handle. It's got some, yeah, let me focus that. It's got some knurling there. It's got good grip on it. It's very solid. You can see I've used this for a long time, but even then, not much damage or anything on there. Really good. The original guns came with this flat style handguard that I really like. This is just polymer. I really like this, but for a long time I also used the triangle one as well. Okay, caliber 9mm, magwell here, paddle release, awesome. Kind of bushy, but works. Your safety selector, you don't have the SEF like you would see on some of the HK ones or the Navy SEAL ones. You have just 0 and 1, and the selectors are only on the left side, and they were stiff, but they break in over time. And trigger, kind of mushy right up here, and then boom, regular grip. Let's flip it around. And you'll see there Zenith Firearms, Afton, Virginia, and still Turkey. They also have this button right here, so this is actually a magazine release as well. You got your diopter style front sight, which is awesome. I really like this style front sight. I can't get it to focus on here, but you get a really good sight picture, and you can adjust from 4 different settings as well. Out of the box, these things are supposed to be 0 for I think 50 meters, and yeah, it was dead on. Right at about 50 yards when I shot it, it was good. I had to make like one small adjustment, and that's about it. And on the rear here, on the original end cap when it was still a pistol, literally just right here, just chop it off, and you had the end cap with the part for the sling. 1 pin to hold the back here, 1 pin to hold this. Look at the welds, and the serial number would be up here, so I taped it off. This is where the rail would sit. Overall, welds look okay. I didn't know much about these guns when I first got them, but now I try to pay more attention to small details. And then because it's the SBR, this is a 4-position stock, so this is it fully extended. All right, so here is that 2-position stock that I was telling you about. These are brought in by Atlantic Firearms, but these are MKE made, so boom, there we are. Finish and everything, I haven't opened this up yet, but pretty much the finish and everything it matches the guns. I've heard that the new AP5s, the finish is a little bit different from this one. I can't really tell. I have a AP5 pistol over here as well, and they look really similar. I don't think they changed the finish or anything when they move on from the Century Arms one. Okay, so let's take a look. 2 position, right? Very straightforward there. It's either all the way out, all the way in. On the back here, ooh, got some grippiness there. So your shoulder won't slide or anything. Everything looks good. In here, you got the rubber for a recoil buffer there. Everything looks good. Basically, we just pop out this pin and then put this on, pop in the pin, that's about it. All right, let's do it. And there we have it, guys. Very, very clean package here, very compact, a little bit more compact compared to this A3F style one that's 4 position, so you can see the difference. Got a little bit more material, but overall I really like it. Keeps the gun very short, very neat, looks more original too. And when you're ready to deploy, you just push out a little bit more and then straight back, boom, good to go, ready to get into action. The latch and everything feels good. It was a very, very tight fit, so I had to like rubber mallet a little bit, which is good, right? No wobbling, no nothing. Man, this thing is rigid, guys. And then when you're ready to close it up, you just push this down and close it, and then you lock it up. You're good to go. All right, awesome. All right, guys, got the MKE Collapsing stock on. You can see it's still a very compact package compared to the A3F style stock. You actually save a little bit of space, like maybe another 1.5 inches on the overall length. So this is what it looks like there. It's got a really sharp, aggressive texturing on the back, but to me it looks very original to what the guns looked like back then. When you're ready to deploy, you just push on the button a little bit and then all the way back, boom, good to go. Empty mag, slap the charging handle, good to go here. All right, collapse it back down. It locks in place, so you're all good, all stowed away. Pretty neat package, right, guys? Let me know what you think. Man, forgot to mention, so had this for years now, right? I remember when I first bought it, I knew I had the SBR right away. And one of the important things to remember about these guns is that one of the biggest reasons why this was even feasible in the American civilian market was 2 reasons. Number one, the influx of these Turkish-made MP5s, because they were affordable, much more affordable than the real thing. That during this time, like when I was growing up and learning about these things, you had some American-made stuff that was alright, but it was kind of expensive. Custom stuff from Dakota Tactical, that was one of the big names. You had the Pakistani Ordnance Factory, POF imports, and those ones were kind of janky. I saw one at the rental, at my local range for a rental, and it had some issues, feeding issues there. A couple other sources, but mainly this one, the fact that it was made in Turkey with HK tooling was a big selling point. And the guns were successful. You know, not a lot of people had any issues with them. I would say for this gun, owning it for years now, it's like 99% reliable. There's been maybe 4 times I can remember where I've had like a weird stovepipe, or where I had a failure to eject the casing. And one of the main reasons, I'm gonna lock this back here, but I'm not sure you can see. One of the main reasons, if you look closely in there, you might be able to see that extractor spring, the little paperclip looking thing. So sometimes those springs wear out actually they do wear out over time, so you're supposed to replace them every like maybe 1,000 rounds, 2,000 rounds, something like that. So that's the reason why sometimes you have a failure to eject, which has happened to this gun maybe like 4 times. And I've shot like at least maybe like 8,000 rounds, something like that, throughout the years. Now, sometimes I'll just bring this out, shoot it. If I'm going with new people, they like to shoot this stuff because it looks cool. They've seen it in Die Hard, so yeah, it's a good gun. Would I recommend you guys get the AP5 ones? I would say yeah. Just understand the quality control is different because it's a different importer, but big picture, guys, the gun is there. And right now is honestly the best time to buy an MP5 clone. In my life, I never thought I'd see the day where you can find these for like $1,100. And remember, I bought this back in 2017 for pretty much $1,800. Now you guys can buy these for about 1200 depending on where, maybe even like right at 1000 depending. Now yes, there is like the brace stuff going on, and I have one right here. This is the, it is an AP5, so this is a K model right here, short, no magazine, nothing in the chamber, and it does have the folding SB tactical brace, which are good. Okay, which leads me to the second point. The second point why these were even viable in the civilian market in the first place was the braces, because no one wants to shoot something like this with a 60-inch barrel, right? The fact that they made braces for these guns means that people like us can just throw them on and shoot them. And we've done that for years now until the ATF ruined everything. I guess they were the ones that started it in the first place with the NFA. I think I'll make a dedicated video just talking about owning these things in the US and how this compares to the Century Arms imported ones. But for now, I think that's probably a good ending point here. I got my stock on my MP5. We're looking good. Oh man, awesome. Really, really awesome. I love the sights. Super smooth to shoot. I shot the suppressed, no problems at all. Personally guys, if it was me, I would tell you guys, just get the full-size model. This is just a prelude to the AP5P video, the K model. But I'm telling you right now, full size, you're good to go. You're good to rock and roll. K model, you may run into some issues, maybe a lot of issues. Okay, this is depending on the situation. It's not all bad. There is some good, but you gotta be able to work for it. Okay, between this and SP5, man, to me, I almost want to say it's a no-brainer, but there are people who really want the authentic thing, the original thing. SP5 is technically an HK product, but it's also like a modern product in the sense that I don't even know if they still use the original tooling in factories and stuff like that to make the new SP5 guns. And the SP5 guns are also like right at $2,800, but mostly I see them for like 3,000 plus if you can find one. But anyways guys, let's end it on a good note. Okay, Zenith Z5RS right here. This was the OG, right? Zenith brought these in. It changed the game in the US market. For the first time, average Joes like us have the ability to have an MP5 clone. Not the real thing, not select fire, but really, really close. And we got to enjoy shooting these the way that they're meant to be shot, with brace or even without a brace, SBR with the stock, or even pistol format. And that in itself is really important, because that's what I'm all about. I'm all about the regular guys here, seeing how people like us can be able to enjoy these sort of things. Okay, but yeah, I can finally put the stuff away here. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about the Z5RS, if you've had one or shot one. If you guys have the AP5s, let me know how those have been running for you. Got some more videos coming along the way. All right, I hope you like the stuff. Just throw me a like. Just it helps me understand like what you guys like watching, what you guys don't like watching. Okay, that's why I do these videos. I do it for just average Joes like us. I don't care about the other YouTube stuff. Man, it's about being honest. It's about being honest, being able to put rounds down range, and being able to share info, things that I wish I knew growing up, learning about this stuff. All right, peace out, guys.